Yes, sir. Uh, Let me introduce myself. Uh, a very good afternoon to all the faculty, scientists, and researchers gathered here for the 5 days online faculty development program on bridging research and innovation in biomedical sciences and engineering, organized by School of Allied Health Science, School of Biomedical Sciences, and Institute Innovation Council, Galgotia University, Uttar Pradesh. Today we have two eminent speakers. Professor Dharam Pandey sir is also joined with us. Professor Pandey sir is currently working as director and HOD in the Department of Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation Science, Manipal Hospital, Delhi. In this dual role, he oversees all aspects of departmental operations, ensuring quality care, strategic planning, and adherence to regulatory standards. Pandey sir also imparts his expertise to students, shaping the future of their field. Under his leadership, the department has earned several recognition for its excellence in patient care and academic advancement. He is a senior physiotherapist, osteopathic manual therapist, neurodevelopmental therapist with 20 years of clinical experience. He also has 12 years of administrative experience, having a proven track record as a regard clinical service excellence, academic and research activity, revenue generation, and many more. He has won several awards and recipient of national awards like Best Researcher Award, Emerging Physio Award, Excellence in Field of Physiotherapy Award, International Service Award, Physio Ratan Award, Best Clinician Awards, Significant Achievement Award, Significant Contribution Award, and many more. And we cannot, that is countless. And he has various journal publication. He is reviewer and editorial board member of several reputed journals of international and national in the field of physiotherapy and occupational therapy. Physiotherapy and occupational therapy journals that is indexed in reputed database also. He is also member of more than 15 professional societies related to the field of physiotherapy and rehabilitation. He is also associated with national and international reputed university as a visiting professor. He is also an examiner and exam paper marker as well as evaluator on in the panel of UG, PG, and PhD. He has keen interest in teaching and has conducted several workshops, seminars nationally and internationally on various topics like manual therapy, spinal structure balance, osteopathy, vestibular and balance rehabilitation, stroke rehabilitation, neuromyokinetic dysfunction, achieving clinical excellence in physiotherapy. He is also involved in public health awareness and skill development program in the field of healthcare science. He is one of the promoter of ProSeed Foundation of India, a non-for-profit organization that promote healthcare professional skill development, healthcare innovative research, and general public health awareness. So we are very delighted and feeling honored to invite our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Dharampani Pandey sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Gaurav, for such an elaborated introduction. And before I start, I must thanks to the Galgotia University's management, including BC and entire management, particularly you and Dr. Sagun, and also for inviting me in very unique and very good session, the 5 days online faculty development program session, which is organized by School of Allied Sciences, Biomedical Sciences, and Institute of Innovation Council. So I'm really delighted to and very excited to deliver this talk. And very less often we look at some innovation and entrepreneurship lectures in field of physiotherapy. So I'm really excited to deliver this talk. And with that, let me share my screen. We'll have a short presentation. I will be talking about the what is innovation, what is entrepreneurship, what are the challenges and what are the opportunities in India, particularly in field of physiotherapy and biomedical sciences. And we will have the question and answer session at the end of this presentation. So, dear participants, please note down your queries. So we'll be having an interactive discussion at the end of presentation. And so let's begin with that. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, right. Okay,
Yeah.
so right. So to begin with, already you have my elaborated introduction by Dr. Gaurav, and my topic today, what I'm going to discuss here is innovation and entrepreneurship in physiotherapy and biomedical sciences. Just be, hold on, I'll just join here as well. Give a moment. Okay, right. So to begin with, the first thing we need to understand what is innovation and what is entrepreneurship. So as you can see on your screen, by the definition, innovation refers to the process of creating, developing, and implementing a new or improved product or services in the society, right? And it is something like a model that bring values to the market. Whatever we do as an innovative project or innovation, and we bring it to the society, it should be bring it to the market, it should add value to the market or society, right? So that's what the innovation is. And what is entrepreneurship, on other hand, is it involves identifying opportunities in the market, taking a calculated risk, and leveraging responses, bringing innovative ideas. I mean, when it is something like a innovation fuels the entrepreneurship. You know, innovation fuels the entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship analyzes and adopt the impact of innovation, right? And together, the innovation and entrepreneurship together, okay, and they form a very strong backbone of the entire economy in any country, right? In any country, it is very essential. We call it very essential for an. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Slides are visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is
Okay,
changing
right.
also.
Yes, right. So I was talking about the what is innovation and what is entrepreneurship. So as in conclusion, what we can say is entrepreneurship involve identifying opportunities, whereas the innovation refers to process of creating and developing and implementing a new idea or an improved version of any product or services, right? So that's what the basic difference between innovation and entrepreneurship. But at the same time, innovation and entrepreneurship together create a very great value to any economy, any country's economy, right? So when we looking at this slide, you can just understand that It is creating, developing, implementing, and creating a value to the society. That's what the core of innovation and entrepreneurship, right? So, moving ahead, let's understand, as I said, that value creation, creativity, problem solving. So, innovation, what is the significance of innovation and entrepreneurship, right? What is the why it matters? Why it matters? Why innovation entrepreneurship matter, and why we are here to understand today on this presentation, right? So, what is the significance? Innovation and entrepreneurships are catalysts to for the progress of any country and driving economic growth, improving quality of life of individual when we particularly talk about biomedical sciences and physiotherapy. And it also addresses the various social challenges we face, like any like patient care. When you talk about healthcare, uh, we can talk about the quality of life of people, right? So that's so when we talk about the innovation entrepreneurship impact on healthcare, so we can say that innovation solution in healthcare leads to improve patient outcome. हम एक नई चीज कोई चीज इनोवेट करके मार्केट में लाते हैं, देन इट कैन ऐड वैल्यू एंड ओवरऑल क्वालिटी ऑफ हेल्थ केयर विल बी इम्प्रूव्ड, पेशेंट आउटकम विल बी इम्प्रूव, उसको अच्छे से और ज्यादा केयर कर सकते हैं हम, राइट? We can streamline the healthcare delivery with the technology, and many of hospitals and other organizations are already having some sort of things in place, which is creating value to the patient care and overall patient care. We can develop cutting edge medical devices, digital health platforms. Okay, so these are few of the things which can impact the overall healthcare uh, innovation in entrepreneurship in health, impact on healthcare. What the impact of this innovation and entrepreneurship is on economy? Entrepreneurial ventures can create a lot of job. It can invite investment, foreign investment, or within country investment, and stimulate the overall economical development of the country, and particularly of that particular field, right? So that's very significant impact of innovation in the society, right? The third is the impact on society. What the impact on society it is going to create, the innovation and entrepreneurship, इसका इसका क्या प्रभाव पड़ने वाला है सोसाइटी पे हमारे, राइट? सो इनोवेशन addresses the pressing social and environmental issues, driving positive changes and improving well-being. So, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by improving well-being? Healthcare में अगर कोई technology आती है, and when healthcare is technology is improving, your accessibility is improving, so definitely our well-being is going to be affected as in a society. If overall economy of country is going to get impacted by innovation, then definitely we will per capita income will increase. I will be getting a better job, then I'll be earning, my earning will be better, and definitely my well-being, my quality of life will get improved. So that's what the innovation and entrepreneurship has impact on society, right? So it has a very strong impact on healthcare, as we particularly talk about physiotherapy and biomedical sciences. Then it has greater impact on overall economy of the country, and obviously when it affect the economy of any country, then the society is going to get benefited out of that, right? So that's the uh, and this is why innovation and entrepreneurship is very strong emphasis of any country, right? Okay, move ahead. So, as we were talking about the significance of innovation and entrepreneurship, so as I said, impact on healthcare, in particularly in physiotherapy and biomedical sciences, innovation and entrepreneurship leads to the development of new treatment, new technology, care delivery model, improving patients' outcome and their quality of life, right? So this is the particular to healthcare. So that's what is the significance why we should start thinking about innovation and entrepreneurship in physiotherapy and biomedical sciences. Okay, so it has a very greater impact on overall. We are everyone there to provide the care to our patients, care to um, uh, uh, our society, right? So when we are innovating something in our services, in our technology, in the care delivery system, then it is going to impact their quality of life. So it has a greater impact on healthcare, particularly in biomedical sciences. Economical development, when we talk how physiotherapy and biomedical sciences innovation can impact economical development, definitely entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurial ventures in healthcare, particularly in our field, can create job, attract investment, stimulate overall economical activities, contributing overall prosperity of the country, and area in development, right? So when I talk about improving patient, because I'm talking particularly to the physiotherapy and biomedical sciences, right? So our goal is to uh, we are in a patient care. We are taking care of patients, right? So improving patient outcome is the first and far most objective. So we can revolutionize, we can have a way to approach patient care, making how we are approaching the patients, digitizing digital technology, making it more personalized, accessible, and cost effective manner if we are delivering the care. And we can initiate cutting edge technology therapies, digital health technology, and other these advances can significantly improve the patient's outcome, right? Like personalizing their care through implementing digital care, enhancing treatment modalities. Like nowadays, a lot of innovation has been there, and like virtual reality technology and other technologies in biomedical sciences. So these enhanced treatment modalities can definitely improve patients' outcome, right? And the cost effectiveness, when we will produce something in masses and other things in for treatment to people, definitely we can save the cost, right? Okay. Then social impact, driving social impact beyond confining the clinical setting, with this digital technology, it can help to the society at large. Global health challenges, we can address global health challenges, advancing scientific knowledge with a lot of technology that can be uh, one of the greater impact on society while innovation and entrepreneurship, right? Next thing is promoting public health, because we need to have certain technology and a widespread things, and the public health is really challenge in any country with and country like India, where there's a lot of rural populations there, and the accessibility to health, particularly public health, is poor. When we have something innovative, we should think about something innovative way of dealing these challenges. Nowadays, a lot of telehealth and other things are there in place, but definitely we need to think and think every time, and always we have to have in mind that how we are going to take care of these challenges. So it will definitely innovative way and innovation in healthcare, and particularly in biomedical sciences and physiotherapy, will promote the public health as large. Then the technological advances, when we think in an innovative way, we can generate a new technology, we can have a new technology, or we can have advancement of the existing technology. So we should have always innovative ideas to improve these technologies, whatever they're in existence, or we can think the challenges what are there in the society, and how we can uh, take care of these challenges with our innovative ideas and entrepreneur uh, establishment, right? Right. So hope you have a basic idea so far that what is the innovation, particularly in field of physiotherapy and healthcare and biomedical sciences, and what are the its impact. So it's had a very greater impact on healthcare. When we talk about healthcare, definitely overall public health, and definitely the society and economical growth of the country. So it is so important that we should think, or uh, uh, we should start thinking in a innovative way. And this is why the government of India also is promoting a lot of startups. They give funds, and they are promoting the entrepreneurship in overall in country, so that the economic growth goes up. Okay, so its impact, we discussed its impact. Now uh, let us understand the innovation process. We talk about the innovation and yeah, entrepreneurship, but there are certain processes of innovation, because it is not that आ गए और कोई भी चीज दिमाग में सोची and then you start making that product or selling it. It is not like that. Okay, so innovation process is a very dynamic process. It's a very dynamic journey that begins with understanding the need, and particularly when we talk about the healthcare system, we need to understand the need of patients, need of clinician ourselves, and as a healthcare system as a whole. So we need to understand what is the need, what are the challenges in particular area, and then only the innovation works. Then only we can have a better idea where which can greatly contribute to the society, right? So let's now explore this dynamic journey, how this dynamic journey looks like, and particularly within the physiotherapy and biomedical sciences. I'll be focusing on that, right? So first thing as the process of innovation is identification of need, right? The innovation process begin with identifying unmet need. क्या नहीं है, what I can do, there is a something lacking. Okay, so that's the identification of need. Like, what are the challenges I'm facing? Like, for example, I'm using certain technology that is not very convenient for me, or maybe in my clinic or my setup or my hospital or my university or my university department, where I am using certain technology, maybe existing technology, and that technology is not user friendly. Maybe that technology is very costly. So there is a need to have to develop an cost effective technology, user friendly technology. So I can modify, start thinking there is a need. I have identified the need that I should work something on the cost effective and user friendly technology. So I can modify, I can and redevelop, I can upgrade the existing technology, a new version of that technology, or if nothing there at all, then I can start thinking about making in a new innovative way of treating certain patients or certain addressing certain needs. So that's the first step where in innovation process, that identification of the needs. That's the very crucial step we need to understand, right? The second thing is idea generation. What I can do, Once you identified the need, the next step is to generate the creative idea and solution to address them. Like for example, uh, uh, I have certain technology I'm using. Let's have an example that any technology, any equipment, any electrotherapy equipment, or any robotics or a virtual reality, anything which is I'm using, and I identified that it is not user friendly, and this idea I have generated, then I will start working on what I can do, what idea I have to make it more convenient for user. Okay, so say this step is very, again, very crucial to generate an idea how I can contribute, how I can upgrade, how I can address this particular issue. So this is the next step, creating an idea and solution to address the identified need. Okay, and this involves a lot of brainstorming sessions, collaborating with other multidisciplinary team. Like, for example, I'm a physiotherapist, I'm a doctor, and I'm treating patients, but I don't know the technology. I know a bit, but I don't know. So I may collaborate with my biomedical engineers, fellows, my friends, my colleagues, and I can discuss that this is what kind of modification or this need I need to have solution for this need. So we can have a lot of brainstorming sessions and understanding about the things, core things to address those. So this is the idea generation stage, right? Then the next very crucial step is designing or prototyping and testing for any innovation. Like for example, I have developed a new technology for giving a patient who is having paralysis, and I have made a robot kind of device, and I had that mind that every time I go in intensive care, and I give active and passive movement to those patients, and uh, the patient has to pay certain thousands of rupees for that. And if I develop a robot and which can do for me, and maybe a mechanical robot, I can just put it on patients, and it's itself can do the passive movement for 100 times, and meanwhile I can do it some. So in that way, one single time, I can invest in technology, and I will be saving a lot of cost towards the patients. So patients healthcare cost will minimize. Of course, technology development need to have certain cost and in the process, but later on it reduces the cost, right? So that kind of thing, when I have this idea that I'm going to develop a robot for intensive care, robot which is going to have an automatic passive movement giving for 100 times in a one session, or 1,000 times in a day, so that the pressure or the circulation of patients will be increased or something like that. So that idea I have mind. So I will be start working on a prototyping, and I will be testing that idea, that whether how it is working. Okay, and how my concept is working, and there will be a lot of different stages where rigorously I will be testing, I will be refining, I will be again testing, evaluation, taking feedback from the patient and the other fellow colleagues, and the engineer fellows, and I will start working on that. The at last I will start working on the feasibility and efficacy of and the user acceptance. Like for example, if I make something which is very inconvenient for patient, and patient may feel very distressed while using that. So in that way, it will be not will well accepted by user themselves. So what is the use of that technology? So this innovation process is very, very important, and with this is the stage, this third stage takes lot of times, maybe years to have a prototyping and testing. Okay, so the first process is identification of need, then generating an idea which really works, and working on those idea creating prototype and testing those prototyping. That's three steps of very crucial for any innovation process, right? Okay, so hope you understood this. This is not very static product. It is a dynamic process. You go idea, need, then you develop an idea, you make a prototyping, lot of testing, lot of steps. Again, you have a new idea to change that. So it is a very dynamic process, right? So let's move further. Then next phase, once you finish your prototyping and you have tested well and it really works, okay, then what next? Development and implementation. So now the first prototyping you have tested that technology or that innovation is really working. It is well accepted by users, those who are going to use it. Is a well accepted technology. Has a good feasibility to be used and marketed, and it is going to add value to the society. All these things criteria get met, then it's time for development and implementation. So now this stage is turning innovative idea into tangible solutions. Tangibility, like a product aa gaya aapke paas. Now you have a uh, uh, ready to go to the market, right? So this stage again takes very careful planning, execution and collaboration. You may need to have some um, uh, uh, people expert from the field to guide you, to mentor you, maybe from the market or other places. So in this stage, now you are going to start building your product. Okay, you are going to develop the products. Once all the solutions, you have identified the need, you have found the solution, you prototyped, and now you are going to develop your product. Okay, you design your product, and after all refining, its designing, functionality, usability, everything, this phase involve multiple improvement as well. So once you are ready with your products, okay, so ultimately you are going to commercialize and deploy in the market. Okay, you are going to sell your products. So you have an idea, you found a need in society, you found that, you develop in a prototype, after that you develop in a final product, and finally you are going to uh, sell this product to the market. So that's what the commercialization and deployment phase. But in between, there is a regulatory approval you need to have, because it is not that you made something and you are going to just sell it in the market. Upon product development, you have to submit. There are certain processes like CDSO in our country. There are a different authority which approves, which gives you. You must have heard about FDA, CE, ISI. All that things are regulatory mark and the certification to sell and in a commercial market any new development. It is a rigorous process, but definitely it you have to go through this regulatory approval, okay, and strategic planning to launch your product in the market, right? So there are different um, stages to go, right? So product development, commercialization, development, like regulatory approval, like it is a very critical milestone in development and implementation, ensuring safety, efficacy. What they look at, the safety, efficacy, compliance. It's a applicable applicability and its benefits and everything for society. And then you will get a license and you can start deploying your product in the market, right? So what we understood in general. And the last stage is evaluation and continuous improvement. It is not the end. Okay, you identified the need, you made a products, okay, prototype, then you final product, then you deployed in the market. But the journey doesn't end here. You have to evaluate your products. Otherwise, you must have heard about your Nokia story. Nokia is gone from the market because they were not in they didn't understand the market. Okay, so once you are in the market, you need to understand the further need, because once it was very successful, but later on the people wanted to have something improved version. So we have to continuous improvement, have to have continuous improvement in our products. And if any bugs we have to fix, you must have found getting updates on your phones that this bug is fine, fixed, this is software update, this, that, so many things you must have come across. Try to correlate with those. Okay, so evaluation and continuous improvement is another steps in innovation process. So innovation is an ongoing journey, learning, adaptation, and improvement. And the people in field of physiotherapy or biomedical sciences look forward to any positive changes they can contribute. We have to have a continuous outcome assessment, how my device, how my service, how my product is working, whether it is the commercial aspect or it is the patient care aspect as well, how it is contributing to the society, how it is contributing to the patient care, and how it is doing in the market. And all the outcome assessment we need to analyze. And whatever we find that there is a need for improvement, we need to continuously get improvement processes and improvement in that area wherever it is lacking, right? So that's the final stage where, so in innovation cycle, if we summarize here overall the innovation cycle from a lab to the market, here is the first stage. We need to have an identification for need in society. Then we have an idea generation. Once you generated an idea, you will go for prototyping and making. There's a lot of process, time taking process in prototyping and testing. Rigorously you will keep testing, fixing the problem, testing, and again fixing the problem, and then finally you come with a final product, which is and this final product is going to developed, is going to be commercialized. And before the commercialization, you have to face this regulatory approval things, that before you deploy your newly developed product in the market. And that's the commercialization and deployment in the market. So that's what. And finally you have to have an outcome assessment and continuous improvement in your product or services, right? So that's the cycle uh, of your innovation journey and entrepreneur journey. This continuously you have to go ahead with that, right? Okay, so far I think you must have understood that what innovation is, what your entrepreneurship is, what is what are the processes involved in this, and why it is important, particularly in physiotherapy and biomedical sciences, right? So now, अकेला चना बाहर नहीं फोड़ सकता, ये कहावत सबने सुनी होगी, right? So what it means? It means I'm a physiotherapist. It is not only me who can develop a very interesting product, or maybe I was talking about the something a robot kind of thing which can give passive movement or active exercises in intensive care or my clinic or outpatient, wherever it is. Something, let's have an example of a robot, okay, which is doing helping me to cater my patients in a more number of patients in a cost effective manner and more accuracy and more precision Okay, so that is what my idea is, to develop a robot. Okay, but can I, as a physiotherapist, can develop robot? Do I have an knowledge of mechanical engineering? Do I have a knowledge of artificial intelligence? Do I am capable of having so much of knowledge about the mechanical part, mechanics, and then a software which is going to control that robot? No, obviously not. I have the knowledge of physiotherapy, or maybe something which is related to health and the health system, their need. Okay, but I need to have some colleague from mechanical engineering, some colleague from software engineering, some colleagues from other field. Okay, so we can work together to develop an product as a whole, right? So this is why it is very important to have any innovation. There is a interdisciplinary collaboration. Okay, we need to work on problem solving, because everyone will have their own problem solving capability, that how this software issue can be fixed, how this mechanical engineering issue can be fixed, how this things can be fixed. So everyone will have their own capability and their own expertise. So joint collaboration is very important for developing an in the innovation particularly. So once the product is develop and you are commercialized, then definitely you can have and hire the professionals in or your organization. When you start up your establishment and you start selling in the market, then you can have definitely commercialized approach. But definitely in beginning, when you are developing a product, and then you need to have a very you must think about the collaborative approach in in beginning, when you are developing the product, right? So this is why it is very important to have collaborative approach. And why this collaborative approach is as problem solving, definitely. Okay, right. So you must have understood that we should have a collaborative mind in developing and innovating a product. Now, next question is that how to foster innovation and entrepreneurship in physiotherapy, particularly because this lecture is about physiotherapy, innovation in physiotherapy and biomedical sciences. So I have a question in mind, how we can do that, right? So the question is, okay, sorry, that was okay. So encouraging, like here you can see on your screen, like it is more towards the teachers, the mentors are here. I would request them to understand that. So students or the mentees, they how they can be encouraged, the cultivating a culture or creativity, exploration, providing resources and support. This is from, for example, from management side, from the university side, that we should have resources and support, so that the student, faculty, and other people can really have such resources for development or innovation. Think about all those. And definitely you are cultivating in a culture of creativity, because this is the lecture, this faculty development program itself in a one of such initiative that university is trying to cultivate the culture of creativity. And I'm in front of you, I'm talking about the innovation. So this is one lecture, and a lot of my other colleagues are also delivering lecture on these things. Okay, then embracing the technology and digital transformation. A lot of things are happening in technological and digital transformation fields. Okay, so in nutshell, we should encourage the curiosity among people that there's there could be something new can be done, promoting open communication among all of us, like the students to teacher and the faculty, or in a business field as well. If something is in business, some technology there, and I'm working with that technology, I must allow, as a senior, I must allow other and promote open communication with other colleagues, what the problems they are facing using those technology or delivering that care, so that I can understand that what is the need. So that's the phase. You remember that the slide, the phase wise we were innovation. So if I know that there is a need for development or need for change, something which can help more therapists or more people who can be more user-friendly device. So definitely we should promote open communication among entire every setup, like in whether it is in the university, student, faculty, or in a clinical practice, on hospital, or anywhere, everywhere. And one more very important thing which we never understand very thoroughly, that celebrating failure as a learning. Sometimes something what you're doing and you get failure, don't think about that it is a failure, celebrate it, because now today you failed. What you wanted to do, you did not, it did not give the desired result and you failed. And I'm here sitting in front of you delivering a lecture and saying that failure, celebrate this failure. See, because I celebrate my failure, I celebrate my failure because the point I fail, I know that what not to do, because I have learned. So always celebrate your failure as a learning. This is, I don't say that you work for failure. No, you should not work for failure. You have to have a very effortful efforts and very efficient efforts toward development of something and achieving success, whatever you do. But if you fail, don't be upset. Start beginning again and take it as a learning now, because you will never mistake do that such mistake which cause your product or your innovation to be failed. Okay, so celebrate this every failure as a learning, that you have learned something not to do, so you will never do that again. So the next time probability of failure will be lesser. Okay, so that's very crucial. Okay, that's culture we need to have in our mentees and mentor. Then access to training and education, particularly in clinical setup, this lack. University and other places are there a lot of training and work like Elgoti Universities has already innovative council and entrepreneurship, and this entire faculty school. But in a clinical setup, we need to have certain access, training, education about something new innovation every time. Facilitating the cross-disciplinary collaboration, right? Facilitating the cross-disciplinary collaboration. As I was talking about, like if there is an engineering, there is a biomedical engineer, there is a mechanical engineer, there is a physiotherapist, there is a nurse, there is a cardiac technician. Everyone should work in collaboration to have every day something new, innovative way of treating patients. Okay, and for offering fundings and mentorship. Like mentorship is something like some student, Dr. Gaurav, say that Dr. Dharam was there and he was delivering. He has certain ideas about innovation and entrepreneurship, and can you some go and discuss with him about anything? Any physiotherapy student, Dr. Shagun asked some students to have such kind of thing. So that's what the mentorship we need to have. Okay, and I can send somebody some interested in innovation, I can send it to university and have some idea or some mentor there, so guide them in developing some products or services, right? So that's things. And offering funding is something which is there are fundizers, and you get funds, but the only thing is it is not easy to have fund, because the people who are funding you will have very knowledge about that, and they want to see that whether this is going to help the society at large or not. So these are few points which how we can promote innovation and entrepreneurship in field of physiotherapy and biomedical sciences, right? So let's move further in the talking about innovation, and what are the importance, okay, why importance and benefits of the innovation. Okay, now we know that what innovation is, what entrepreneurship is, what why it is there, why it matters, what are the processes of innovation and entrepreneurship. And now let us discuss about the importance and benefits. What benefit? You will be working, thinking, developing day and night for years. Okay, and after that, what will you get? What is the importance and benefit of innovation as an individual and as an society? Okay, so definitely it is going to enhance the patient care and outcome when you talk about healthcare. Okay, driving practice efficiency and sustainability of the people, then definitely they will buy your product or your services, advancing the profession and driving industry evolution. So if something is going good in the field, then definitely the profession is going to have a next level in establishment as a profession. Right. So how this innovation and entrepreneur play pivotal role in advancing physiotherapy profession, driving industry, transformative advances in patient care and rehabilitation. Yes, definitely it is going to. So how it is going to enhance patient care and outcome? Innovation will enable the development of novel treatment, new treatment, technology, care delivery model, maybe, okay, and enhance patient and improve outcome. And by giving cutting edge therapies, digital health solution nowadays, they are personalized intervention for exercise regime and online telehealth, teleconsultation, a lot of things there which can improve the patient care. Okay, and sustainability, efficacy, sustainability. You will have a efficient data, like for example technological, lot of the virtual reality, robotics and digital data capturing regarding the patients. We can analyze those, and we can definitely have a certain practice management system, and these can enhance, we can understand that how we are performing, how where we are lacking. So these will definitely drive the efficiency and sustainability our practice. So there are numerous and numerous, this is a few example I was talking about the importance and benefits, but definitely there is a numerous benefits of innovation and entrepreneurship, particularly in healthcare industry, and people are doing, and there is a lot of opportunity exist. It is not that end, it is not end, okay, it is just beginning. Okay, right. So you know that benefits. Now once we understood the benefit and importance of innovation and entrepreneurship in physiotherapy, let's have an opportunity. You'll be wondering that since 1 hour you're talking about that this is what innovation, this is what that, these things, so many things. But why should I do? And where should I do? Where this technology and where these opportunities exist? My dear friends, technology advances are in boom in not only in India, everywhere, and you have numerous opportunity. Technology integration in physiotherapy, and use various technologies to enhance delivery, quality, effectiveness, physiotherapy intervention services. Okay, there is a lot of opportunities. And what are those opportunity exist? Okay, as an entrepreneur, okay, you can capitalize on demand on wearable devices. There are a lot of devices exist in market. Okay, like here on slide you can see that nowadays there are technology where wearable device on ECG things are that it can monitor the heart rate and while going, and soon it detects something abnormal. It is connected through Wi-Fi, and it can definitely alert and the emergency to the people where whatever things, and the person can get emergency services immediately without any delay. Okay, so something kind of devices, biomechanical parameters. So these are the really biomechanical parameters you can track, like how patients is doing. Like for example, most of challenge what we see when we say do these home exercises for home, we don't know whether patients are doing or not. So if we have certain wearable device, or with that they can do the exercises, we can particularly measure in a range of motion how much progress the patient is making every day. So all these kind of idea. I said, these are the just idea, and you must start thinking, brainstorming that where I can do, what I can do, where something is missing. Okay, so when you find something where it is missing, then only you will have a great idea. And after when you formulate that idea, then you can start working on prototyping and some device or something like that, some app or something kind of that. So that innovation you can do. So one of these things are something kind of wearable devices you can work upon. We can we can have certain kind of this is the one example, e-textile, very useful this tool. However, this is not very popular in India or another part, but Europe and other places where you this is a true ECG. It can record ECG while you are on move. Okay, ambient sensing. Nowadays ambient sensing devices are in things. Something kind of cost effective technology can be developed in India, where now in India also it is started. Like you must have visited somewhere in washroom, where when somebody enters in the washroom, the lights goes on, and when somebody leave the washroom, and after sometimes the lights goes off. So it is we are saving energy. Same things happen with urinals. Okay, automatic and sensing kind of thing. So something like that, like if we have something for people, obstacle, and like for example, I was coming up with one of research. Somebody is in Europe, they are developing that walking obstacle for um, uh, Parkinson's and other people. So something like that, sensing devices you can develop in India, and when people are working there, why can't we do that in our place? So there are a lot of opportunity. We have to have idea. We can have a there is a uh, Valedo one innovation I came across about. It is from Hokoma AG combined. It is wireless motion sensor device kind of integrated game, and there are a lot of other technology also available, not for back pain, but for neuro rehabilitation. But this I found a bit unique for back pain, and it senses for your spine sensor, and it gives you mobilization exercises for your spine. So very useful tool, something kind of these innovative ideas you can develop. This is just example for some of examples I'm sharing with you so that you can have an idea and how we can have a cost effective technology developed in our country as well. And we can overall, as a physiotherapist and biomedical engineer, we can contribute to a greater economy of the country, right? So there are a lot of opportunity. Okay, another telehealth platform. That's another example of opportunities in field of physiotherapy, and we can have an rural. I was talking about most of people in India lives in rural areas, so they don't have access. But yes, one thing has positive happened is everyone has a smartphone nowadays and access to internet. So that's one idea. You can have an exercise delivery software, or maybe a distant remote exercising, remote therapy you can implement, so that the expertise, those who are sitting in Delhi, Bombay and metro cities, and that the rural people can have access to those people in experts in major cities. They can contribute, and those rural people can also get um, benefited with those mm, technology and those expertise, those who are sitting in major cities. Okay, so again, this is artificial based intelligence based technology, which track with the camera, it tracks the whether the person is doing right exercise or not. Something kind of things we can develop, and you as an innovator in field of physiotherapy can understand this is a need. I'm talking this is, there are few things there, there are few things already in existence. But what I said in beginning, that it is not, innovation is not just that something new, always new you are going to innovate. But definitely in existing technology as well, there is a upgradation, right? So when you have a newer version of an advanced version, or new technology, something kind of that existing technology, but in a modified way, in a better acceptability, better usability, and user friendliness. All those things can accommodate, and you can start working on those innovative projects, right? So that's artificial intelligence are in boom nowadays, and this can be used in healthcare as well. So that also can be utilized. There is a lot of opportunity in those areas. Then gamifying rehabilitation system. There are a lot of gamifying technology exist, and there are already in existence. We are using in India as well. But what is need, I would say here is, there is need. Yes, there is existing technology, but there is need, because affordability in our country is something is really matter. So why can't we develop something in an the technology kind of things, like for example, if I would give one example. This virtual reality we are using, there is a car. We can drive car with our body movement. But imagine that our rural population living in places where sometimes in a year, or maybe in a month or 2 month or 3 month, they may see a car in rural area. And if that person suffer a stroke, what he will be, how he will get connected with those kind of games. So something like that, there is a need to develop such kind of Indian scenario based gamified rehabilitation programs, software, and some hardware, so that we can deliver this. And something, this is in place. Like for example, if something is in my laptop, and through internet and broadband, I can just watch, and somebody distantly can do, and I can monitor. That is also can be done. This is some of ideas There are a lot and lot of opportunities in existence. You can work upon. You can work on robotics. You can work on exoskeleton. I mean, this is a few of example I'm talking that already there are existing, and this is this robot, the mobile is Indian startup, and they succeeded to make a robot in India, right? So concludes there are a lot of opportunity exist in healthcare, which we can working on and we can contribute. Right now, we understood that what innovation, what entrepreneurship, what why it is important, what are the processes of innovation and entrepreneurship. But one thing very important I wanted to discuss this is regulatory hurdles and compliance complexity. Innovation, because we are dealing with human being, and biomedical sciences are not such that it is something which is very easily get cleared from the licensing authority. Okay, so there is a diverse regulatory landscape in India. Clinical validation, evidence requirement, and there is an intellectual property protection. All these complexity you need to be prepared to handle when you are doing an innovation. I'm not just saying that you should not, because you should worry about these complexity, but these complexity do exist. But once you are there at that place, we have developed something and unique, and you are get to go in the market, then definitely these things will not be very much hurdle what I have written hurdles, but this complexity will exist everywhere. So you need not to worry, but you must know uh, as an innovator that there is a clinical validation evidence, there is what is intellectual property protection, all those things. Okay, so all these things you need to have in mind. Then next thing is funding and financial constraint. Okay, so regulatory landscape in India eh, is a very significant challenge for entrepreneurs in physiotherapy, particularly, and in physiotherapy and biomedical sciences, right? Navigating regularity, meeting clinical evidence requirement, protecting our intellectual property rights, requiring careful planning. All these things require very, very, very strategic and careful planning. And you need to have certain legal expert to guide you to mitigate the risk and being um, successfully launch your innovative solution to the market. Okay, so what are those financial constant? Limited access to capital, limited availability of venture capital, angel investment. All these things are in physiotherapy, particularly when we talk. Yes, there are a lot of capital available into and investors available, but particularly in field of physiotherapy and I don't know much about other biomedical sciences, but definitely in physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and other technical things like cardiothoracic and all that, there is a limited access to the complaint, and people are not very keen to invest in that. That's the one is financial constant. High research and development cost. Our research as the developing prototype, doing clinical trial, prototypes, development, and all those things needs cost. It needs cost for development, right? So that is also another constant, but it is not, you need not to worry about that. But definitely there are some funding organizations, and there are funds available where you only you need to work upon, and you need to understand that, and work hard to get those fundings, and definitely you are good to go, right? So there are some fundings like government initiatives. Government is helping startups to get innovative products and do some research. There are something called venture capitalist capital fundings, angel investor networks. They fund for things, crowdfunding platforms. You can go to there for your innovative work, corporate partnership and grants. So what are these? So see, when we talk government initiative, then definitely Indian government has offered uh, offering grants, subsidies and support different program to encourage innovation in India. What is venture capital funding is? It is something there are some firms that are financing high potential startups. Okay, like venture means they just finance and support financially to then a business model, and an entrepreneur can pitch their innovative idea to various venture capitalists specializing in healthcare technology, and once they understand that this innovation and this product has an efficiency to gain profit or good in market, then definitely they will given a sufficient funding for going ahead with your products. Okay, so same way angel fund, capital fundings and networks, there are they are called angel investors. Okay, so there are some agencies, and they are people, they give a capital, they provide capital, and they provide mentorship as well, and they will guide you from throughout the scratch and all that. So that is also one type of funding. Cloud funding platforms, like crowdfunding itself, it says like the various startup can leverage a kick start, like many of people come together and fund, and these are the crowd means, you understand. Corporate partnership grants, you can collaborate with corporates, we can start with jointly, and they can finance you. And the only thing is, it is not easy to get funds, but definitely you have to work upon. And it is not there that there are many success stories in India, and they have found and they are now profitable organizations. So innovation doesn't mean that these are the challenges. So if these challenges exist, you should not think about innovation, right? So hope you understood so far. Then I would definitely mention some of success stories from India itself. There's a Spurs Mind. There's a research going on in virtual reality, on research going on in AIMS, Delhi, and they have come up with this virtual reality products, and now they are going commercial. So this is one of cost-effective technology which is developed in India. Then we have a Gen LX robotic exoskeleton, which is truly made in India, and we must proud of that. The people are from IIT and from IIT Delhi, with a lot of people like us, physiotherapists, and collaboratively they have developed this exoskeleton. Then another example here is my very good friend Chirag. He's the CEO of Rimo Technology, and he has developed an Indian robotic system, which is for a very nice thing. So there are few success stories here, and definitely, and they have come up in successful startups in India, particularly to field of rehabilitation and physiotherapy I'm talking. So definitely there are a lot of opportunities, and of course there are challenges, and things will be there, but we need not to worry. We have to have an innovative mind. So in conclusion, if I say that these technologies and everything, that's innovation and entrepreneurships is the need for physiotherapy now time, and it is a propelling field of the physiotherapy and biomedical sciences, and we look forward for future healthcare, and we are the future healthcare. We must start thinking about in an innovative way, and with collective efforts definitely this is possible. So with this, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, so you may uh, ending the presentation. So if you have any questions, we can go ahead with the questions. So thank you so much, and I'm here.
Thank you so much, sir. I am very thankful to you for delivering such an insightful talk on the topic of innovation and entrepreneurship in physiotherapy and biomedical sciences. Sir,
Thank you.
your expertise and experience have brought immense value for this faculty development program. You have also discussed about the entrepreneurship and innovation in the biomedical sciences, and that will certainly help the participant to think critically and creatively. You have also touched the design thinking perspectives for the designing of the prototype, and you have also provided the insights on the to empathize um, the things, means you have to develop the product for the user centric approach, and your dedication to advancing the field of physiotherapy and rehabilitation science through innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem is truly commendable, sir, and very inspirational to all of us. So, sir, at the Galgotia University, we have established the IPR cell, Institute Innovation Cell, and Incubation Center for the promotion of entrepreneurship and innovation and IPR at our campus. And currently, we have more than 10 student startup who are working in the area of healthcare. So it will be very uh, uh, great opportunity, sir, if you will agree to provide the mentorship to our student startup also. So,
Definitely,
yes,
I'm there.
yes, sir. Dear participant, if you have any query, you can unmute yourself and ask your query to sir.
You can type in chat box as well. Chat
Yes,
box, if you can
they
allow the
can
chat.
unmute themselves also, sir.
Yes, they can unmute also.
Yes. Because the prototype you have one student is also working on the wearable device, and he is optimizing the digital watch for the fall detection also. So
Good.
yes, and we are seeking the funding from the IIT Delhi FITT. So he has applied for also. So once again I am uh, if any participants want to ask any query, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Okay. So several participants is providing their feedback on the chat box. That excellent session. So very useful and meticulously analyzed session like that. They have no any query. Um,
Yes, I think I have justice with their time. They have devoted their time. So thank you
yes.
so much for good feedback. And I have tried to convey the message that why innovation is important, and we must think about in a innovative way nowadays. And definitely then we can it is not, it is our moral responsibility as well to come contribute to the economy of country as well, not only for our own self, right? So
Yes.
thank
And we
Thank you,
should
Dr.
encourage
Pandya
the
sir.
Well
I'm
said,
yes.
Dr.
Dr.
Nitusi
Dharam.
from the Department
Well
of
said,
Zoology
Dr.
from
Dharam.
JJT
Definitely,
University.
it's the
Your session is, yes, sir, please continue. Sir, your session is amazing. Thank you.
Yes, Nitu ma'am, you can continue.
Dr. Sagun, you were saying something. Dr. Sagun,
Yeah,
you can.
thank you for
You are
yeah,
looking
thank
like
you, Dr.
you are
Dharam, for your
vertical.
valuable talk. And definitely, we would like to have the tie-up with your hospital. Okay, and we would be requiring your mentorship because we are running bachelor's in physiotherapy, master's in physiotherapy. We are having the PhD, and in the allied health sciences, we have got the optometry, medical lab technology, CVT, and in the biomedical sciences, a lot of programs are there. So, because now the time has come for the collaboration is there, and there is the need of the interdisciplinary research, and the collaboration is required. So, we would be wishing ki with your end, because you are in the clinical side is there, you have got a lot of exposure from the patient. Definitely it would help our institute, and both the institute, your institute and our institute, would be gaining in the field of research and innovation.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Sure, sir.
Thank you,
You
Dr.
are
Dham.
on
Thank
that.
you, Dr. Dham.
So there is one startup also, sir. SM Humanity Theatre LLP. So one LLP is there in our physiotherapy department that is incorporated as LLP company who are working in the physiotherapy area itself.
Okay.
So.
Definitely, I will visit there, and definitely I'll meet with people. I'm the person who really like to work in the innovation and newer technology. I always try to get new technology in my department, without any delay. Okay, so I believe in that, and so definitely we'll visit there, and we'll look at that how we can collaborate. Yeah. So I don't think any questions people has. So be it is
Yes.
there,
Yeah.
all the doubts
Dr.
has.
Gaurav, can we have
Yes,
the
sir.
facilitation ceremony? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I would like to request our Dean Sagun sir to kindly felicitate our keynote speaker with a E memento.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sangu sir. Thanks,
Sir,
sir.
it is just a token of love from our university side, because we are onto the e-meet is there. So we are presenting you the e-memento. Okay, kindly accept it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and thanks for inviting me. Without this platform, whatever I know, whatever little I know about the innovation and entrepreneurship, I would have not been able to deliver to the such people and such nice, wonderful people and all the participants. Thanks a lot for giving your time and listening to me. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
again,
much,
sir.
sir.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So may I leave?
Yes,
May
Yeah,
I
sir.
you
leave?
can stay for the next
Yes, sir.
session also if you want, sir.
Okay.
If you have got
Okay.
any meetings and all, you can definitely.
Okay. I'll mute.
Leave.
I'll be here. I'll be here. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gaurav, sir, we
So
can
yes, sir.
start
Yes,
with
sir.
the next session. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So Dr. Siru ma'am will join with us in a while. So please wait for 2 and 3 minutes. She is joining.
Hello.
Hello, Shiru. I can see you and I can hear you even. I'm excited to see you here on the screen.
My camera is on.
Yeah, it's on.
So
You are visible to me.
Am I visible to you, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are visible.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you
How
so
are you,
much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Gaurav. नमस्कार मैम.
नमस्कार शीरू, तुमको देख के बहुत एक्साइटेड हैं. आई एम सो हैप्पी. और आज और भी दो रवि प्रकाश भी आए थे, सुरेंद्र भी आए थे. बड़ा अच्छा लगा, सब लोगों से मिल रहे हैं. शायद यही समय है सबसे मिलने का. I'm so
Happy.
happy to see you on screen. And
Thank you.
really, thank you very much that you have accepted our invitation. एक बार बोला और तुमने you started.
It's my pleasure,
And
ma'am. Always
and
there for
I
me.
always give your example that you were always with me. हम दोनों एक 1+1 2 होने के बजाय 11 होते थे डिपार्टमेंट में हैं. And with your help only I could run the department 5 years integrated program हम लोगों का चला बहुत successfully. So thank you very much, Shiru. I am so excited to see you here on the screen. And on behalf of the Galgottias University and School of Biomedical Sciences, I welcome you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it is my honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Siru Sharma ma'am, to our faculty development program today. Dr. Sharma ma'am currently serving as an associate professor at School of Biomedical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, BHU Varanasi, where she is contributing in the field of biomedical engineering with a diverse teaching portfolio spanning subjects such as network analysis and synthesis, electronic circuits, control system, biological control system, and bioinstrumentation. Dr. Sharma ma'am has not only imparted knowledge but also inspired countless students with her passion for the subject matter. She is having several scholarly achievements and co-authored over 50 research and review papers in reputed international and national journals. All of which journal is indexed in prestigious databases such as SCI and Scopus. Her work has not only contributed to the advancement of knowledge, but has also received several recognition within the academic community. In addition to her academic pursuits, Sharma ma'am has been the forefront for the research, innovation, and serving as a principal investigator for 5 government-funded projects, includes DST Serve, DST Tide, and projects from the IIT BHU Innovation Cell. Her leadership and vision in this project has led to groundbreaking advancement in the field of biomedical engineering. Ma'am is also committed to the mentorship program and academic supervision. And she has successfully supervised and currently supervising the PhD student of more than 15 PhD theses, nurturing the next generation of the scholar and researcher in this field. Her research interest encompass a wide variety and wide area of topics that include mathematical modeling, simulation of physiological system, bioinstrumentation, prosthetic limb development, and utilization of AI ML deep learning for the biomedical application. Her multidisciplinary approach and innovative solution to complex challenge have positioned her as a leading figure in this field. With this word, I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Siru ma'am, for enlightening insight at this FDP. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Gaurav. So this is our FDP program.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we both will be faculty from different.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All are faculty, PhD students, as well as the sub-scientist, researcher.
So I'm just choosing my. I just want to share my slide, Gaurav.
Yes, ma'am. You can share, ma'am.
But here it is share. I'm not able to have 1 minute. So are you able to? My slide is there.
No, ma'am, not yet.
No.
Okay.
In between of mic and leave button, there is a up arrow, share button.
Yes,
So-
yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. So you can share the entire screen, or as well, you can also share the window.
I have just selected the entire screen.
Okay, ma'am.
But even though I have not able to.
You can reshare, ma'am, or you can share the PPT. I will share on your behalf.
Okay, that will be fine.
Okay.
But why I'm not able to share from this entire screen I have chosen?
No, ma'am, you can share. I have made you the presenter.
One minute. I'm doing again, Gaurav.
Okay, ma'am.
So I'm selecting entire screen, but it is not showing me any option.
Okay, so you can share me on WhatsApp, ma'am. I will share.
No, I am sending you on mail.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. So sorry for inconvenience. I was just like, otherwise
You are most welcome, ma'am.
There should be no issue. But why I am not able to? So it's basically a large file. So I will send it through Google Drive link. Gaurav?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I had sent.
On which email, ma'am?
Gauravkumar.sbme.
Okay.
Right?
अभी तक आया नहीं है अभी.
It will take few minutes. Now, I think. So anyway, although I'm not able to see my list, the fellow who will be listening this lecture. You received, Gaurav?
Yes, ma'am. I have received.
Okay, okay.
Sharing mobile.
Hello.
Hello.
जी अभी शेयर करते हैं. Is it visible?
Yes, 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 yes. So
Okay.
you can put it in slide. Yes,
Yes.
slide. Okay. So today's my topic will be design of an effective myoelectric prosthetic hand system for grasping. So myself, as Gaurav has already introduced, we are working in bioinstrumentation area, where we are using our electronics and electrical background and its application for the biomedical engineering. So we have chosen this area when we had seen a lot of the amputees they were like struggling for doing their day-to-day activities. So we have chosen a small problem for grasping the objects for their daily needs. So I started this area of, although I am there in bioinstrumentation, but this particular area of prosthetic limb, we had started in 2015 effectively. So we worked with the help of our institute, with the support we received from our institute, from the Design and Innovation Center. Then we also received grant from DST And we also received, after 2 years, we received grant for disabled uh, community from the DST tide. So first we have started with this myoelectric prosthetic hand. So yes, Gaurav, how I will be able to move this slide? Okay.
Ma'am, I will move on behalf of you.
Okay, I will say
Yes.
next, then you can.
Yes, yes.
So if I define the prosthetic limb, so as we all know that prosthetic limbs are basically, they come into existence if the person is the amputee. So amputation is, first we surveyed the data that what are the basic, because we have to find the research gap. So we have seen that, we have noticed that amputation. So according to the WHO data, this is a very, you can say that there is a need for the if cost, in terms of the cost as well as the functional prosthetic limbs. So in the, if we see the worldwide data in the for the amputees, we can find that on the basis of the classification, like whether the lower limb is lost or the upper limb is lost. So and further, in the developed countries or in the developing countries, so we have seen the data, and we had find that upper limb amputees, the 60% are there in the below elbow, below, that means the if the person is, or there is a disarticulation at the shoulder level, then we need, then we say it's above elbow. And the whole the joint of the shoulder as well as this elbow joint and the this hand joints, all are, like we have to replace all these, we have to design the limb for this all jointry part. Then we have noticed that below elbow, some persons, if there is the this below elbow or above this, if there is the disarticulation, then we have below elbow amputees. So for that, and sometime only there is the partial loss of the hand, that is defined as, that is classified as transcarpal. So we have transhumeral when the shoulder is disarticulated, or if the elbow is disarticulated, then it is the transradial, or if the hand is disarticulated, partially disarticulated, in that case we can say it's a transcarpal. So we basically focused on the transradial amputees, that is below elbow. So if somebody is has lost his limb because of any trauma, because of any stroke, or because of any disease, or it may be by birth, then it becomes very tough for the person to like resolve his day-to-day activities. So there are several prosthetic hand in the market already, but some are classified as non-functional or functional. So we focused our research on the functional prosthetic hand. So our main target was the amputee, this prosthetic hand, and that is below elbow. So that was transradial. So yes, Gaurav, next slide. So this is what I had just defined, that is transhumeral, transradial, or transcarpal. Yes, Gaurav, next. So transradial is like this, that is there in the market. And here it is transhumeral prosthesis, that is at the shoulder, and then transcarpal. Yes, Gaurav, next. So because we have to develop a cost effective and working prosthetic hand, or the functional prosthetic hand, so we looked into the market and we find that there are body powered hand. Those are mainly the mechanical hand, as the picture itself is clear that it's like a hook like structure, where we have only the two positions, that is open and close position. So this hook is initially in the closed position, and when the this shoulder, that there is the pull by the body, because of the body strength, depending upon the body strength, then this hook get opened, and the object, what the user wants to grasp, then he can grasp. But there are the disadvantages of this type of body powered, because it's a aluminum, it's a steel body, so it's very you can say it's a very uh, having a good amount of weight, it's very heavy. And the another thing is that it's a body powered or it's a cable operated, that means it requires the mechanical strength of the body, and it depends upon the pull that is exerted on the prosthetic hand on this cable operated limb because of the human. So these are mostly used not for grasping the object, but these are normally used for driving a vehicle, because it's give a very hard gripping action. So here in this case, the because of these disadvantages, because it's not able to perform the other grasping of the different kind of subject, I mean to say different kind of object, I mean to say that of varying shape and sizes, and of varying material like soft and the hard material. So this is the one thing, is the one disadvantage is that it is a body powered and it's having a very high very weight very heavy structure. Then there is another category, that is the externally powered or battery operated prosthetic hand. There are the companies which are already there in the market. If I go to this classification, that is the Autobag, that is the Germany made product. It is well known in the market, well established in the market, but it's very it's giving 6 grasping actions. So I will define what are the 6 grasping actions. So it's very costly, the product is very costly, approximately 2 lakh to 3 lakh. So it's not affordable by the common person. So Autobug hand, Bionic hand, and iLimb hand, these are some like companies which are already existing in the market, having the functional prosthetic hand for having the different kind of the grasping action. So what is the instrumentation we required for developing the externally powered prosthetic hand? So we focused on externally powered prosthetic hand, that is battery operated. Now, the next our target was to define our strategy, that on which basis our prosthetic hand will work. So as we can see, when the person loses his limb, so the limb which is there in that is remain. So from that, if we took the biopotential, or if we acquire the biopotentials like EMG, EEG, and some other kind of invasive techniques are also there, like ECOG or TMR. TMR is the targeted muscle reinnervation. So those non-invasive techniques are also existing, by which we can like acquire the muscle strength or muscle force, or you can say the muscle contraction or the muscular contraction activities. So all the like their modalities are different, but if we focus on the non-invasive technique, because that is easy to install and that is easy for the user, that will be easier for the user to go for the non-invasive technique. So among that, we have the 2 biopotential signals, EMG or the EEG signals. So if we compare EMG and EEG signal in terms of their functionality for the prosthetic hand, then EMG signals are very easy to acquire. And from the remain like the what the limb is available, but the difficulty is that if the person is not using that limb for so many years, then what happened, that the potentials which are there, sometime it becomes weak, and it's very difficult to run the prosthetic hand by these weak signal. So our challenge was to design the instrumentation scheme which can even acquire those weakest signal and can convert it into the commands which can actuate our prosthetic hand. So if we go for the although EMG acquisition is very simple approach and non-invasive as compared to EG, because EG, if I look into EG, then EG is of very complex nature, and it's very difficult to recognize the various movement patterns from the acquired EG signal. And the another thing is that transfer rate is very high in case of the EG signal. And the most challenging task for us was, because we want to use it in the real time environment, because if the person is thinking to grasp the object, then it has to work instantaneously. So that was our real challenge, because the offline analysis is okay, but when we have to go for the real time working, then the challenges and the requirements are of different kind. So we took up this challenge, and we started our journey with the help of DIC. And first we focused on EMG. That is why I am today's giving on the topic myoelectric, where prosthetic hand first our target. Then with the help of the Tide DST, now we are working on the EG signals also. The hybrid prosthetic hand based on EMG as well as EEG, because some of the amputees, as I'm already saying, that if the EMG signals get weakened, in that case EEG will be helpful. So you can also say that when the prosthetic hand is being driven by the EEG signal, then you can say it's like more or less it is coming into the BCI application, that is brain computer interface application. So now we are working on BCI based this prosthetic hand. Yes, Gaurav, next. So just giving a small introduction to EMG. So EMG is an electromyographic technique which deals with the measurement of the electrical signal which are generated when there is the muscle contraction, because when somebody wants to pick up the object, then in that case the muscles will be contracted, and when the it's releasing the object, in that case the muscle will be relaxed. So based upon this activity of the potential generated of the because in the muscle, because of those the intuitive of the person to intuitive nature of the person to control the object, in that case we want to just pick up that EMG signal. So or you can also say myoelectric signal. So EMG signal that they are the silent features, because we have to work into the bioinstrumentation, into the instrumentation of these EMG signals. So the amplitude is very important, the frequency range is very important. So as we can see that it's lying in the millivolts, so 0 to 10 millivolts, and when the muscles becomes weakened, then even it is going low, 0 to, because we may have in the lower range of this amplitude values. Frequency range, it's 0 to 1000 hertz, and but the relevant information we are able to find from 20 to 350 hertz. This is non-stationary in nature and non-linear in nature. That is also our main challenge, to use it for the controlling the prosthetic hand. Yes, Gaurav, next. So these are we can measure it by placing the electrode on the surface or by inserting needle, but as we are going on the non-invasive way, so we will prefer to use it with the to acquire it with the surface EMG electrode. So here is because we are saying that it is a non-invasive technique. So we had worked on surface EMG electrode based upon that, but these electrodes are sometimes causing skin irritations, and so we in our project we had replaced it through by the dry electrode. I will clear that in the next in the coming slides. Yes, Gaurav, next. So now the next question is that EMG devices, lots of the EMG sensors are already there in the market. So when we are acquiring the signal, after the biopotential signals are being acquired using any kind of electrode we can have. So after that, the instrumentation scheme which follows is that their signal conditioning unit and signal processing unit. So in the signal conditioning unit, mainly we have the we have the amplifier, we have the noise, we have to remove the noise, and we are, that means we are using the filters. As the range is clear 20 to 350 hertz, so we have to design the filter for that range. And we can, because if the person is not in some, if there is any motion, so motion artifacts are also picked up, those will be coming into the category of the noise. And there will be a 50 hertz noise, that is the electromagnetic radiation, because of any source of electromagnetic radiation. And if we are using, because now we are working on multi-channel, but if you are using a single channel, even though there may be the crosstalk between the two electrodes, so that you have to remove. So there may be there may be inherent noise because of the low quality of the component if we are using. So there are so many kinds of noise sources in the system, so that we have to avoid. So filter is there in the signal conditioning unit, then amplification is the another concern. So device, it mainly, you can say device, it mainly consists of electrode, signal conditioning unit. But now the question was that whether we can use the existing EMG sensors available in the market or not. Yes, Gaurav, next slide, please. So next, Gaurav, please go to the next slide. I just want to skip this slide at moment. Yes. So as I am talking that whether we can use the EMG device which is available in the market or not. So because as I have said that we have to work on the real time environment. So as the person thinks, so it should work within, like if I explain the phenomena, what happens that when the person thinks to grasp the object, then the signal will come from the brain to the motor neurons, and for motor neurons, and then the signal is generated and it is conveyed to the hand. So approximated time is, that is 150 like 350 millisecond. So for that, the 350 millisecond, we have to have the acquisition signal, acquiring of the signal, processing that signal, and then to convert those signals into the command. And it has to actuate the drivers which are basically like moving our these artificial fingers or the thumb. So the total time taken should be always less than 350 millisecond if we have to have the replica of our original hand. So for that, that means the important, the silent features of our EMG device, which we can use for the prosthetic hand, should be, it should have the low response time, less response time, as minimum as can be, and low noise. Because if we are not giving the correct command to the hand, then the function will be different. Then the amplitude sensitivity, it should be very high, because when we are saying for the amputees, we are working on the amputees. So if the signal, there is the small change in the signal, it should be acquired. So that was our target. And then ability to provide the open source platform, because we have to connect it to the further processing unit that may have some pattern recognition algorithm, and then it has to convert it into the form of the command. So we have to connect it to the other our circuitry. So these were our 4 requirement to work in the real time environment using that EMG device. So we have started working on the development of the EMG sensor first. That was our main requirement. So we are not using the ready-made EMG device which are available in the market. So if I compare like the available EMG device, that was our comparison which we had done before going to that our development of our own sensor. So as I have said, Autobuck, this is only about the EMG device, not for the prosthetic hand. Autobuck prosthetic hand is also there. Then MyoWare is very popular commercial available sensor, and Myo armband is also there, that is having 8 channels. And then Delsys, this is a wireless system. We have this Delsys system also. Then this OA Motion G4, this is also producing like manufacturing the prosthetic hand, and this Cometa Mini Wave. So we had just compared these EMG devices. Autobuck, some are rejected or some are not suitable because of their cost, and some are not suitable for not providing the open source platform. So we prefer to, like we concluded that we will go into the development of our own EMG sensor. Gaurav, please go back to the slide that yes, previous one. Yes, thank you. So this was our, so I had just talked about the EMG sensor till now. So EMG sensor, we will be that is the first part, because it is giving us the useful signal, and on the acquisition of that our whole entire process depends. So we started working on EMG sensor, and in this whole myoelectric processes we will require the the control strategy. These are the mechanical things. I'm not going to discuss about that. Prosthetic socket. So because we are not working in the area of the material or the mechanical, so we are not going. We have a collaboration with Hyderabad based company that is already doing work in the already supplying a non-functional prosthetic hand to the government, and we are also collaborating with Alemco Kanpur. We have they have given us a chance for doing the trial of our own developed prosthetic hand. So a control strategy we have to design, because here we have to convert our EMG signals which we are getting to into the control command, then the actuator unit, and this hand assembly, that is like we are using the PLA 3D printed material for mimicking this hand as per the human hand. So we are working first on the EMG sensor. Yes, Gaurav, next. So I'm just giving you a brief layout what we have done in this 1.5 period of time, and this what we had did till now, that I'm just showing you that the first we have developed the EMG sensor. We have done the trial on that, and after that, because like this is a single channel device. This is what I am showing here in the figure. This is a single channel sensor, but if we want to increase the more grasping action in our unit, so that means I want the more channel, I want to add multi-channel in my system or a array of channel. So for that, minimization was our main. After that, minimization was our target. So I just want to tell you that it's our patent has been granted to us for this EMG sensor, that is for the instrumentation. Then we went on to the SMD based component, and now the size is reduced very much. And now we are working, the next target we are taking, that is for the flexible electrode or flexible PCB designing, so that we can arrange it into the form of the array, or we can use it in the form of the band. That can be easily, because what happens that once you give the trial session to the patient, to the user, uh, then because we are doing, or the if there's some clinician is also involved, so if he is like trying to like put that socket and place that those electrode, their placement is also important, where we have to place those electrode, that is fine, we can do. But if the user is going home and then again he has to use it, then the electrode placement should not be a difficult task for him. So next our focus is on that problem, that wearing the electrode on the residual limb of the amputee should not be a main issue or a major issue for the user. So for that, we want to work, we are working on the flexible electrode or on the flexible PCBs. So that we are working. Then uh, as dry electrode we had also tested, instead of the surface electrode. Then we had also worked on FMG sensor. That patent is also published, and now it will be granted. We had just given the answer of their queries, and this FMG sensor was also used for the working the for to work on the prosthetic hand. Yes, Gaurav, next. So we started working on this design, and here I have said that we have to work on the signal conditioning unit. So we had designed the band pass filter, amplifier, and the operational amplifier. And the another requirement was of the battery or the power supply unit, which we will be requiring for uh, operating these our circuits. So for that we have used dual power supply, but now we are using for we are going with we are working on single power supply, because that also decreases the size is also important, and the response time is also very important. Now, here we had all, I just want to mention that because we have to use it for controlling the prosthetic hand, for generating the command for the prosthetic hand. So if we see the nature of the EMG signal, the raw EMG signal, that is of very non-stationary and non-linear in nature. As such, the EMG signals, raw EMG signals, we cannot use it for the functional prosthetic hand. We have to we have to develop a envelope, like if there can be two type of strategy. Either we can go with the control strategy I'm talking. So in the control strategy, where this EMG signal is acting as an input, and control command we are generating is acting as a output. So in the command, in the form of the command, if we I am using it, then the one strategy is that I am going with the proportional control strategy. That is, either it is there is muscle contracted or muscle relaxed. So that two states can be defined as the states between 0 and 1. So if, like what we have done, that we had used here the envelope detector, that is basically converting the EMG signal after the refinement, after the conditioning unit. What the EMG signals we are getting, we are converting it into the form of the envelope. That envelope we have selected as a range of 0 to 5 volt. So this 0 to 5 volt, so we had fixed it that 0 to 5 volt that signal will be generated. So that can be used as a command or as a switch, you can say, between on and off. right? So if it is 0, then it is not working. But if it is between that range, if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, so that is defining the different levels. Levels means that with how much grip we are, how much force we are gripping the object. If it is 5 volt, then corresponding to that, it is a very hard grip. If it is 4, then it is uh, like some small grip, like some soft grip as compared to the 5 level. So depending upon the level, 0 to 5, we have defined the grasping action, gripping action, whether it is hard or it is soft. And in this case, this levels we have defined depending upon the EMG signals, right? If the muscle activation is poor, or if it is very high, so muscle contraction is very high, so then it will be corresponding to 5 volt. So this strategy is very important phenomena, because you have to control, and you have to also control the force with which we intend to grasp the object. Yes, Gaurav, next. Yes, so this is the envelope detector, which is basically producing 0 to 5 volt of linear envelope. And that is a very simple one. That is a power supply unit. Now there is the ICs are there in the market, which is not giving us the dual supply, but we can also use a single supply. Yes, Gaurav, next. So this was our first sensor developed. So that was the size. Size was 35 into 70 mm and square. And the power, now the power consumption is also very important, because how much hours the person user can use and with what strength, that is also very important. So we are using here the lithium battery, that is a chargeable battery. So, and the another thing is that sometime the question arises that if we are using this kind of sensor or this kind of arrangement for the functional prosthetic hand, is there any fatigue? Fatigue we had tested, but for 1 hour operation, there is no fatigue. Muscle fatigue, because the muscle fatigue is a phenomena which also affect your muscle signal, the biopotentials you are picking up. So it is very important to differentiate between the fatigue generated signal and between the actual function generated signal. So that is also very important. So yes, Gaurav, next. Yes, as I was telling that first we had validated our sensor with the in terms of those 5 or 4 silent features or silent specification which we require. That is the low response time, noise cancellation, and there was that we should have the high amplitude sensitivity, and it can be operated or it can be used as a open source platform. So the first is that we had just based upon the output we are getting, we have just labeled it as level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5 and level 6. That is based upon this muscle actions, and based upon that we have just labeled it, and according to that the force developed, that is being represented as in terms of the voltage. So we have, that is the FSR output. According to that we had defined, because if I'm saying that there are different objects, right? So there are different subjects working there. So if one person is having different level of strength and another person is having the different level of strength, it depends upon person to person that how much strength they are imparting to grasp the object. So according to that we have to define our category, because we are using the proportional strategy. So in that case we have to first define our level. That level, if it is level 1, that this much force will be imparted. If it is level 2, then this much force will be imparted. So that we had just done for our, based upon our 10 subjects data. Yes. And validation we had done in terms of the, in comparison with the myoware sensor, which is commercially available in the market. So this is the, like on the right side, you can say this is the myoware sensor, and that one on the left side, it is our developed sensor. So we have we have validated, or we have compared the output response of the two sensors in terms of their amplitude levels, which are generated on the basis of their different levels of the muscle contractions. So that levels we had defined, on terms of that we had just compared them, how much voltage they are generating. Yes, Gaurav, next. Yes. So the another thing, as I have said, noise is very important phenomena. So because the signal amplitude is already very low, if it get mixed with the noise signals, then it will be very difficult for the user, for the who is like doing the work on this and on this platform, to differentiate between this noise and the actual signal. So those who are working in the area of this bioinstrumentation, that the main criteria is the, or main factor by which you can validate your sensor, is the signal to noise ratio. So SNR ratio, it should be very high. If we are saying that our sensor is working well. So for that, we had compared our sensor with the myoware sensor in terms of its signal to noise ratio. So that is the comparative comparison chart we had just designed, we had plotted, and you can see that SNR ratio of the developed sensor is much higher as compared to the myoware sensor. It is coming in approximately, you can say, and 34 to 35 and 36, and of the myoware sensor it is much below 24 to 23 to 24. So signal to noise ratio, the formula we had used, the standard formula we had used, and we had compared our parameter with the myoware sensor. Yes, Gaurav, next. Then sensitivity, as I have said, it's very important phenomena. So that we have to check before using it for our prosthetic hand. So we had compared the sensitivity for the different developed sensor and the myoware sensor for the 6 levels we had already defined. So we can see here that our sensor was giving very good sensitivity as compared to the myoware sensor. Yes, Gaurav, next. So the rise time or the response time, you can say. Yes, I just want to define this rise time and fall time. If I say that person is starting to grasping the object, then the time taken by the person to go from the 0 state to the 1 state, that is starting to grasping the object, that is calling the rise time. And when he is releasing the object, going from the higher state to the lower state, that is the fall time. Fall time is also very important, because if it releases the object suddenly, then that object like it has to be released carefully, it has to be picked up carefully. So but rise time fast, it should be because it is like when person thinks, the action should be done. So rise time, in terms of the rise time and fall time, we had compared our myoware sensor, our developed sensor, with the myoware sensor. You can see here that rise time for the developed sensor, it is quite below as compared to the myoware sensor. It is 110, but we are just approximating, like at the average, we can say it is falling into 150 millisecond. So we we are with this sensor developed, which we have developed, we are able to perform the whole action, that is the total of this acquisition plus the processing time plus the actuation time. in 350 millisecond. So this rise time and fall time calculation we have done for the developed sensor.
Communicate
So,
already hai.
so it is 57% faster, and it is 53% higher in comparison to the commercial sensor. Yes, Gaurav, next. I'm sorry, Gaurav, you are continuously engaged with this, moving the slide. So then we found that the skin electrode, like the surface electrode we were using, that may cause some, if because we are using on the limb, and it is basically, if I am saying that the person is using it for half an hour or for 1 hour for grasping the object or for some time, and depending upon the environmental condition, there may be some skin irritation. Not the skin irritation, but also sometimes displacement of electrode happen because of that skin. So that moisture or because sweating phenomena. So in that case, if we want to just shift it to the dry type electrode. So we had just replaced that our surface electrode from the gel based AgCl based to dry electrode. So with that also we had compared all our parameter indices which we have set for our EMG device, and it was doing well. So the only change was of the electrode. Yes, Gaurav. So this was the EMG sensor with the dry electrode. Now the size dimension is further reduced 25 to 70, and but the power consumption 30 milliampere, and again it is able to give 0 to 5 millivolt, because as I am saying, the rest of the circuitry is same, only the reference electrode is changed. So this was our, like you can say, the jugaad. So we have used the buttons and this target electrode. So first we have, because we are going into this field, so first we worked on the prototype development. Yes, next, Gaurav. So we can skip this, because again these 2-3 slides we can skip, because again it is like doing a comparison of this electrode based with the commercial sensor. So it is performing again it is performing better as compared to the previous one. Yes. So this was at the last, in the start, I have shown you that what type of EMG devices are there in the market. So after that, after the development and after doing the characteristic comparison, now here is the chart form where we are comparing the MyoWare sensor that is there in the market with the designed EMG sensor that is based upon AgCl electrode, and with the designed dry electrode based sensor. So we can see here, and we had used our specific like comparison performances indices in terms of the output, in terms of the electrode, in terms of the inter-electrode distance, power supply unit, power consumption, mass. Weight is also important, because if the person has to wear it, and then weight is very important. Size is also important, cost is also important, signal to noise ratio and sensitivity, rise time, fall time, and this prosthetic closing time, that is also important, and price is also important. So we had compared in all these parameters for these 3-hour sensor. Yes, next, Gaurav. So then we had used another strategy, that is the force myography. So when we see, well, we must have noticed several times that when we are doing some action to grasp the object, then along these muscles, some force is also imparted on the skin. So that force, if we are able to pick it up, then because this force is imparted outward, so these forces can be sent through using force sensitive resistors. So if we place it in on the skin in conjunction with that sensitive portion, so sensitive portion, I mean to say that muscle which is involved in grasping that object. So for that, we are also using the flexor area and the extensor area. It depends upon the placement. It depends upon the grasping action. So for that, the FSR sensors are there in the market. So that can be based upon the piezoelectric that phenomena. So we can use it for finding that force that is imparted on the skin. And but because that is also very small level, so the proper placement of that FSR sensor on the skin is very important. That was the challenge. So for that, we have use again our some strategy that for that we have to use some spacer. So for that we had used PDMS material. Yes, Gaurav. So yes, that is the whole our mechanical like the whole arrangement you can see. So in between the two, we have the thin PDMS material. So PDMS material is acting as a coupler. So it is basically giving a cushion, you can say, between the two the placement plates. And this the surface which is in contact with the skin, that is hemispherical type, that force sensing tip. So and then we have this FSR material, FSR sensing material. So it provides this basically the rigid chassis. It is giving the back support to the FSR plate, because you have to place it on the surface. So that the whole assembly, it should be it should be not affected by the displacement. I mean to say that it should be fixed, right? So that is very important. So we have just proposed our based upon this FSR, we had just proposed our whole like arrangement for placement of that sensor. Yes, Gaurav, next. So this was the look of the sensor, but now we had improved it. But it was doing better as compare. It was doing comparable, I should say, as with the EMG sensor. So FMG sensor is also doing very well in comparison to the EMG sensor. But we are using EMG sensor as well as the FMG sensor for the prosthetic hand development. So again, the envelope is 0 to 5 volt, and this is dual channel. That was single channel. Now it is a dual channel, and it can simultaneously detect the contraction occurring at two different target muscles. And but the distance is 3 centimeter, and it can be attached to forearm muscle by using the Velcro tape. You can make it in the form of the band. Yes, Gaurav, next. Then again, we have compared it characteristic whenever we are developing the any instrumentation scheme. Then we have to compare its we have to verify it, validate it in terms of its characteristic. So here we are doing it again for static as well as for the dynamic characteristic. Yes, Gaurav. So we have the well established and when published data for this FMG sensor development also. Yes, Gaurav, next. You can just skip this. So this was the dynamic characteristic testing arrangement that we have done for doing the frequency response. It is showing the flat response up to 400 Hz. So that was our main range of signal. Yes, Gaurav. So we had also, like you can see in the picture, that there is the placement of EMG sensor as well as the placement of FMG sensor. So FMG sensor, we had here just placed it with the help of the Velcro, and EMG electrode, we had placed it on the same muscle, but at some distance. So we had also compared the similarity index between EMG and FMG. As I have said earlier, that it's showing a comparable result with the EMG sensor. So EMG sensor, but you can see the envelope generated. Yes, this is a very good slide. You can see the raw EMG. That is giving the raw EMG. You can see the nature of the raw EMG, that is non-stationary and this is non-linear in nature. uh, it has to be converted into a envelope form, so that can be used as 0 2, because here we are using in the form of 0 or 1 state for controlling the prosthetic hand. So you can see here that after the envelope detector we are able to develop the envelope of the rectifier is used, which is giving it for 0 to you can say on the positive half only, the negative peaks are removed. So you can see here that it is basically giving us the envelope. So this is for EMG and again for FMG. So we had just compared it with the EMG sensor. So it is also for the different contraction level, it is giving us the better performance. Yes, Gaurav. Next. So again, we had compared this with in terms of the signal to noise ratio and in terms of the other characteristic response time. Yes, Gaurav. Next. Okay, so now after the development of sensor, whether we are going with the EMG sensor, FMG sensor, or we are integrating both, once we have the signal, once we have acquired the signal, then our next target is to use it as a control command, to convert it into the control command. So here is, I have just shown the block diagram here, that the microcontroller, we have used the microcontroller based strategy to convert it into the PWM generator. That, as I'm saying, PWM means pulse width modulated. So that is giving us the two state. So this is basically given to servo motor, which are basically acting as the actuator to run the 3D printed prosthetic hand. So 3D printed hand, like the printing, the hand assembly, it can be easily developed in the 3D printer with using the PLA material. So the you can see the CAD design that is already there in the software. So you can use the same and you can just develop the fingers and the thumb and the this palm. So we are going with the dexterous solution, that is we are putting our actuator unit on the palm and we are using the servo motors. We are in the first strategy we has used two servo motor, one is for thumb and another was for forefinger. So that is giving us only this kind of action, only open and close, right? But to improve the more functionality in the prosthetic hand, then we had used five motors, each for individual fingers, one for each individual finger. So in that case you can have the different kind of action like pinch, power grip, tripod grip, if we have to work on the laptop. So that five servo motors we had used and the actuator unit was here. So it depends upon which type of solution you are going. We had gone with the dexterous solution. Yes, Gaurav, next. So maybe in our one of our slide, yes, these were the actuators. And one thing I want to add here, that these all are just giving, you can say on an average 10 to 20 kg F centimeter. Mostly we are using this 9 kg MG 995. These are the servo motors. So the body powered hand, which I had shown you earlier, that was mainly used to derive the motorcycle. That is a heavy power, like that hand, mechanical hand. So our collaborator, he had given us that hand and he just asked us that it is operated by the shoulder pull, right? When person pull like this, there is the pull on the hand, then it will open, otherwise it is always in the closed position. So he just asked us to attach our instrumentation with that mechanical hand whether we are able to use it for that type of drive that hand or not. So just we had changed this 10 kg F centimeter, this servo motor, because it was mechanical hand and it requires the good mechanical strength, great mechanical strength. So we had just replaced the power. Instead of using 10, we are using now 40, 60 kg F centimeter. And we are able to use our instrumentation to open that hand also. So we had given him that instrumentation scheme that we can like attach in the socket here, that instrument, we can house that instrumentation here in that socket, and that mechanical hand can also be driven by that our assembly. Yes, Gaurav, next. So this is a very simple prototype first we have generated, that you can see here, 4 fingers and a thumb, and here we have this microcontroller that the control strategy incorporating in that, and simple like these wires we had used. These are being attached to our motors, and based upon the control command received by the motor, they are just pulling these wires to open and close these fingers. Yes, Gaurav, next. So the control strategy, like I have said, that we had used the proportional control strategy, but now we had also developed, have also developed the pattern recognition control strategy, because if we have to add more grasping, like the gripping functions in our prosthetic hand, so in that case, we have to identify first the different patterns that we want to perform. So recognition of that, we require the pattern recognition algorithm. So for that, like in this case, that can be called proportional control strategy. It can be called non-pattern recognition technique, because here we are using only 1 or 0 state. But in between that state, if there is some differentiable functions or some differentiable actions, in that case we have to go with the pattern recognition algorithm. So what we are doing here, that we are incorporating that scheme into the processor which is there in our socket, and that is basically recognizing the different patterns received from the EMG signal, are there in the EMG signal and are being given to the different actuator. So we had worked till now, and I'm not talking about the offline analysis. Pattern can be recognized in the offline analysis. For the various patterns we can have, we can do the offline analysis. But if we are going for the real time working, then it's very difficult to implement that real time scheme, that pattern recognition on the real time environment, because if the person is thinking something to perform some action, and the actuation time is 350 millisecond, and after that the next command comes, then again he will recognize that, so there will be some delay, but delay we don't require in real time. So delay is a very important phenomena. So we are using the overlap windowing scheme, so that there is no delay in the action. So for that, the pattern recognition algorithm, we had used the fuzzy. I will show you. We had used the fuzzy controller, and only for 6 grasping actions we had worked till now. And most of the Autobuck, they are able to have 8, 16. It depends upon the different have the but if I say in the real world, the persons we are able to perform the multiple gripping actions. So but we are just focusing on the major, like to grasping the object. Yes, Gaurav. So this I had already talked. Yes, Gaurav, next. So this was our real-time implementation. the scheme which we had used for the these different kind of with 5 servo motors. So features, yes, feature extraction is very important because they, in case of the pattern recognition, they are playing a major role because the movements can be classified based upon the features we are extracting. So if we are going with a single channel, then we will be having the, there will be no such complexity in the feature extraction. But if we are using the different, the various channel, multi-channel, then in that case the feature will become more. So the sets of feature we have to further classify into time domain, frequency domain. We can work into time frequency domain, but as per the previous articles, as per the previous research, and as per our experience, the time domain features are enough, or they are working good, they are doing well if we are working in the BioWare based real-time prosthetic hand. So we had used 4 features, 4 time domain features in the pattern recognition algorithm to classify between different type of actions. Yes, Gaurav, next. So these were our 4 features which we had used: mean absolute value, root mean square, integrated EMG, and maximum value of signal. Yes, Gaurav, next. So based upon these contraction levels, what we have did that we had first we have identified the different contraction level of 10 subjects for different gripping actions. This fine pinch, tripoid grip, spherical grip, finger flexion, cylindrical. These were our main gripping actions. And for that, first we have like selected our feature based upon these features, and we had defined the rule in the fuzzy classifier, and that we have done in the lab view. And after that we had modify, and these rules are basically used for the classification purpose. And the same 10 subjects that this you can say that it is pre-defined or already designed tool which is used for the validation for on the different subject. But when we have like these with these features, with these classification, when we or with this fuzzy rules, we had tested it for the different subject, for new subjects, then also it was doing good in the real time environment. But accuracy in some of the actions we were able to achieve 96% accuracy. But overall, if I say, the accuracy was 91.3% in the real-time implementation. Yes, Gaurav, next. So this was our results. Yes, Gaurav, next. So that was the total. I'm just saying that the overall success it was, but in some of the subjects we were able. It's basically a subject variability also. It is not depending upon different subjects perform different, and their muscle strength is different. So according to that, the percentage of success was calculated. Yes, Gaurav, next. Okay. Yes, Gaurav, next. So, Gaurav, I think this was my main topic, but I just want to show you my current work. If you can move the slides. Yes, that was the prosthetic hand trial, and it was demonstrated at different levels at Rashtrapati Bhavan. It was also demonstrated in IIT R&D affair. Our project was selected among 5-10 projects to be demonstrated last year at IIT Delhi. And there we have demonstrated this our hand, and it is doing like the one good thing with this is that the minimal training is required. this was the like it's we have tried it on different amputees, but the minimal training was required for the various user, independent of their age. Like this is a small guy of 12 to 13 years, but we have also tested it on 40 years old person. So because as I was saying that as the person grew old, what happens that the neural signals, it becomes weak if the limb is not in use for so much of time. But even though it was able to our sensor was able to generate a good command 0 to 5 volt envelope. So that is because of the amplitude sensitivity, the sensitivity of the sensor. So we were able to grasp even a smallest change in the muscle or the independent of their muscle strength. Yes. So he was able to do this. Yes, Gaurav, next, please. So I have just given a picture, the different grasping operations performed by amputee using a prosthetic hand. So he was able to pick a bottle, a water bottle, and a spherical object, ball, and he was also able to pick this cup that is full of milk or a tea, you can say. And he was also his I think his left hand was fine, his right hand was like because of any disease it was lost. So he was able to hold the bicycle while driving. Although I'm not saying that with the help of only that hand he was able to ride the bicycle, but because when we are riding on a bicycle we are, so it there we need the strength of the both the hand, not a one hand. We can, with one hand we can perform that action. So this guy was able to perform the different grasping operations. So we have also done the trial on the in the Hyderabad based that company. They have given us the opportunity for doing the trial on their amputee there. Yes, Gaurav, next. Yes. Yes, Gaurav, next.
Is sound is coming or not?
So it's okay. I think it may
Okay.
be muted, not required. Yes, Gaurav, next. Yes, I think that is, yes, next. Yeah, this is my last slide. So after this development, we had just done the comparison with the commercial hand. Autobug sensor hand is there, but Babyonic, that hand is there. Uh, so we can see here that we had compared in terms of weight, material, degree of freedom is also very important. But we still, because we are not working on the wrist, we are not working on this joint, so we are just having this movement. So the degree of freedom, but in the hand prototype, the first line, when we have only 4 fingers driven by one servo motor, 1 finger driven by one servo motor, in that case we were having 2 degree of freedom. But when we have attached the 5 fingers, 5 servo motor, in that case we were having the 6 degree of freedom. Then actuation method, control scheme, pattern proportional, but now we are using proportional as well as pattern recognition. And feedback, no, but at that time it was no, but now we had improved and we had included the force feedback also. And that is mainly required when there is the chances of the slip. If the, because if we are grasping a glass object and if there are chances of slip, so in that case there may be there may be some bad thing may happen. So in that case, we have to just use a force feedback. We are using a force feedback that just give us like a calculation that with how much strength we have to grasp the object, and that is also acting as a locking action. After that, our EMG is not required and it will be able to hold that object, right? So that feedback is also now added. Finger movement, then the maximum gripping force. Now some persons are asking whether this prototype hand is able to grasp, pick how much weight. So we are not like claiming that it is able to hold heavy weights. I'm not claiming that. We just want to develop this for doing the simple activities, uh, because like drinking water, holding an object, a water glass, or feeding, like having a food. So that type of small things, if the person who has lost his limb, if he is able to do, that can improve his life. So that was our main target, right? So then battery and the FMG sensor we had used for control signal, prosthetic hand, prosthetic socket, and it's in terms of cost also we have done the comparison. So that I just want to share with you. uh, yes, Gaurav, that is, I think, that is our new work. So I think it's already 1:22.
Yes.
So some
Should we stop, ma'am?
yeah, sometime we can leave for question.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, dear participant, if you have any query, you can unmute yourself and you can discuss with our eminent speaker for the future collaboration and other type of work if you require.
Good evening, Dr. Shiru.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
yeah, Professor Prabhas. Yes,
I'm Prabhat Srivastava here.
yes, sir.
Just
I'm
wanted
able
to
to
know,
see.
can we have AI also in place, to support, automatic recognition of the gripping required to hold an object, and
AI,
accordingly it can have a better control.
no, AI, you are saying for recognizing the patterns, or you are saying that directly, like understanding what the person is thinking?
Suppose this is the object to be hold, and a gripping is required. Now,
Yes.
say today, hand design has been in place. Now, through ages, through time, uh, as the person ages, then there may be more requirement of a grip for holding the object and all that. So, can this variations on the pattern required can be addressed through AI, something like that?
Through AI, you can say if you want to involve only brain in that, then in that case, like I was saying that we are coming now, we are doing work in BCI based application through human intention only. Like if the person is thinking and not doing any action, like one is that we are doing imagination. We are just imagining the things to be happen,
Right, right.
right? So in that case, the only signals are generated in the brain, not in the muscles.
Right.
So in that case, only EEG signals are required. We are doing a work on that, and we had already like publishing a paper on that. So in that case, the signals from the motor cortex area are we are acquiring. So only based upon the imagination, recognize the mu and beta rhythm activities, and on the basis of that we can classify that whether the person is thinking to grasp the object, or it is whether a open action or a close action. So there we require a good learning algorithm. So conventional algorithm used. We are using deep learning as well as kilogram methods, as we are also using the conventional this ML. So that is BCI application.
Any other query? I think participant is having no query, I think, but they
Okay,
are
Gaurav.
providing several feedback. And plenty of participant has recommended this session. Very good session like that, very informative. They have learned a lot. They have providing a very good response, ma'am.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's our
In the meanwhile, if you
pleasure
have
to
any, yes,
interact
please,
with
please.
our colleagues.
So thank you, ma'am, for your illuminating presentation on design of an effective myoelectric prosthesis hand for the grasping. And this discussion, you have covered several topics such as upper limb amputation, upper limb prosthesis, EMG, available sensors for the EMG, and your proposed solution for that, and design and construction of the EMG sensor. So these all are the, you are working in the crucial area of the biomedical engineering, and your expertise and dedication to advancing the field of biomedical engineering is highly appreciable and commendable. And we are highly grateful that we are the attendee of this FDP program. And thank you so much, ma'am. And kindly accept, actually, Rena ma'am is not here. So she has some commitment, other work. So kindly accept e-memento
Thank you.
from
Thank
our
you.
bottom of the heart.
Thank you.
You are my teacher, ma'am. So I
Yes.
am blessed with the great teacher in the this universe. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for remembering us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Gaurav. Okay.
The
All the
participant.
best. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Participant, if you have any query, you can ask. There is a chance. Otherwise, you will lose this chance. Okay, if you have any
Otherwise,
query, you can ask.
we can have the conversation on email also. You can provide my
Yes.
email ID. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.